Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 video. Today we're going to be talking about Icon SBCs, fodder. We're going to be talking about Black Friday, the beginning of Wave 2 of the market crash. We're going to be going over everything you need to know for this weekend, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We have a lot of good stuff, and we're going to be talking about potentials of buying, for this Black Friday event coming out next week, so it should be good. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please drop a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot, and subscribe if you haven't. So we'll start off with the big topic today, and that was Icon SBCs. I was a huge fan of them, honestly. I know a lot of people actually didn't like them because they were a little expensive, and I understand where people are coming from it, but I'll share my opinion on it, I guess, as far as just the whole fodder situation. Now, I guess before we even get into it, a lot of people were talking about fodder, saying they're surprised and disappointed that they didn't double their coins. I don't know why this image was painted in a lot of people's heads about fodder potentially, doubling and going up like crazy. The selection, obviously, it's not the best it could have been, but I thought the selection was very well, and I think fodder will do well. We saw the potential, we saw a little bit of panic at the start when these first came out, people selling off, but I think fodder has a very strong case to stay. Now, with fodder, I think you guys, I know some people may not understand. Fodder is like kind of investing in stocks. It's a long-term thing. You want to hold for, it's not a quick flip for, quick big profit. It's kind of something you hold for a while and let your coins grow. I always recommend, and at the beginning of FIFA 21, I recommended if you're going to go in fodder, do it if you can't play the game. So, for example, I'm invested in fodder because I haven't had time to trade. I haven't had time to play the game. I can't even play this weekend league because I just don't have the time to. However, with that, we bought fodder pretty early on. I didn't invest all in Carvajal, but Carvajal was a good example of fodder investment right there. I picked him up at about 13, 14K, and I believe right now, or at least earlier today, he did hit 17K at one point. So that's about, 3, 4K a card after tax, say, 3K or whatever. The tax isn't that much. But, that's a very solid, profit for me who, I just kind of mass invested. I have a couple mil and, I'm going to get a decent return for something I haven't been able to play. Obviously, I would have made a lot more coins trading, but like I said, I haven't had the time. And the thing is there's no need to sell off right now if you still don't have the time to play. We don't have any big pack supply coming in for the next week until Black Friday. I think we're going to see another selection of 3 or even the base icon pack before Black Friday drops. And what this is going to cause is just a gradual increase to continue rising on fodder. We have, kind of a price floor set on these cards now. And, this is going to be good for fodder. I think it's a longer term hold. Whether or not you guys want to hold through Black Friday, we'll talk about that as we get closer. But, that is my take on it. Now, before we get into the rest, I do want to quickly go over. I think Zanetti, he's fairly decently valued. I know he's coming in a little higher price than his actual market one is. And my thoughts on that are you have to keep in mind icons have dropped quite a bit since the, Black Friday crash has happened. A lot of icons lost value from last weekend into, this week. And I think if we were looking at this SBC priced with the Zanetti icon we had a few weeks ago, I think it would be fair to say that this is fairly good. I don't really have a problem with Zanetti, honestly. I think he's pretty decent value. What a lot of people don't understand, keep in mind, this is good for untradeable fodder. You have to keep in mind, I would always recommend getting the tradable version of an icon. But if you have untradeable fodder cards that you can't do anything with, I think this is a great opportunity to put it in, and it cuts your cost in half. When in reality, that untradeable fodder that you have, you wouldn't be able to do anything with. But instead, you bang out 2 of these 86 rated squads, and then you're only spending a little bit of coins on the 85, 84. I think a lot of people aren't realizing that you don't have to go all tradable. These icon SBCs, we're gonna be fairly close, if not a little more expensive than the current value. I have no problem with Zanetti, honestly. He's a decent card. Obviously, will this card be good in, say, a few months? Who knows? I saw someone complaining about the pace. I don't see a problem with the card at all. Honestly, he's very good. I don't know. People say all this, but I think this card is really good and a fairly priced card. Next up, we have Van der Sar, and Van der Sar, I like this card a lot. I used him so much, and for the price that he is, I just feel like with untradeable fodder, this is a great pickup. I used Baby Van der Sar a lot last year in May too. The card is good. I don't know. A lot of people want to say whatever. I think Van der Sar is a great card. And I was a little surprised to see the hate on this one. I thought this one was fairly good value. 6'6". People complain that he's not good at goalkeeper, but realistically, all the goalkeepers are crap in this game. It's just the whole thing as a whole. I always like bigger goalkeepers. I think he's good. Next up, we have Luis Figo, and I thought this was one that I thought was a little bit. The 89 rated team, I think, is just a little unnecessary. It does make him a little expensive, but you do get a mega pack back if that means anything. If you get a little lucky, but at the same time, with an 89 rated team, I just feel like they could have made another 87 or an 88, and I think it would have been a little more fairly priced. But regardless, I still think a fairly decent SBC to do. Yeah, he's going to cost a little bit, but he's also, 90 rated. With right wingers, we don't have too many great ones, so I thought Luis Figo was a very decent card to put out anyways. But like I said, fodder should do well. Talking more about the market over the weekend, we're going to continue to see this dip kind of happen. Well, not really continue, but we're going to see a dip happen like we did last weekend, I think. Look at any of the graphs from FIFA 19 and 20. You'll see that this crash comes a week before, and I think we're going to see the cards go down. We don't have much supply, which is good. So the market might not get taken down as much as it would, but at the same time, you're still going to see a lot of panic selling, especially heading into a big, promo like Black Friday coming out with the uncertainty of, what's to come out. We're going to be talking about the best buy times. Personally, I think it's going to be, Saturday or Sunday for this. Probably Sunday, like morning before, or maybe right as content drops, it might be the best time to buy. We're going to go into specifics in tomorrow morning's video, so make sure you guys are subscribed. You don't want to miss out on that. But, that should be pretty good. As far as some of the cards go, you guys know I like to judge my market off of Neymar. He kind of sets a good example of what we see. And with Neymar, he is kind of low, honestly. I'm not going to lie. Not a huge rise for your card like Neymar. Obviously, on that Sunday, he did go down to as low as 825 for a little bit on Xbox. He's about 845 now. I think we're going to see this card hit 800K this weekend. But again, it's just going to be, it's just what happens during Black Friday. Go do the research and you'll see. Neymar isn't even selling at these prices, 848. Nothing has sold, so I think there's still a lot of downfall in this card. And I think this weekend we're going to continue to see a little bit of a drop. But that does leave a good opportunity for us to buy players and teams and all that. So, we got a lot coming out. So we have Road to the Final. We talked about it earlier today. We got all this good stuff coming out. So, be ready. It's going to be a fun week coming up, especially after a very dry week, I feel like. The last week has kind of sucked. We really haven't had much come out that has been great. So I feel like with Road to the Final and, Black Friday, I feel like this week is going to be amazing as far as content goes, as far as just enjoying the game goes. So it should be good. We also got a new season. A lot of people, I'm surprised too, but they took out all the objective players. So it looks like a new season kind of wipes the slate clean. As far as the season progress goes, I'm not a big fan of any of the cards that came out. I think all these 82s are kind of meh. There's so many better alternatives. This card's pretty decent, but, as far as, linking goes, I don't know how many people use Serie A teams, but still, this is probably the best card to go with. The packs are exactly the same. Everything looks exactly the same, except the designs are different, which it is what it is. And then we get this. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of any of these cards. I really don't know who I would take for 100,000 XP, a whole 41 days of grinding. I'm not a fan of any of these cards. Romagnoli probably does look like the best one you could pick up. He does have similar stats, defensive stats to some of those Italian icons. But at the same time, it's just kind of meh. I would say Kaita, but how do you fit Kaita in with 76 pace and then the 70-70? And then Iago Aspas, he looks good, but I just feel like there's other alternatives that are better. So we're gonna have to obviously, wait and see what drops. But these cards don't really appeal me at all. And I just think there's much better alternatives to go for. So a little disappointing. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, what happens with the rest of the content that comes out. It should be pretty good. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys for the support in the last week. It has been crazy this month in November. And, with a big week coming up, we're going to be delivering top content before anybody else does. So you guys know what you need to know heading into what's going to be a crazy, crazy week. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please drop a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe for more FIFA 21 content. And until next time, peace.